Peter Franklin is the Gabby Cabby in New York City. Good morning, Peter Franklin.
What a lead into a professional driver.
You're right. This is, we go from safety to even more safety.
Yeah, he's right, by the way. People are getting very nasty on the road, and that's not because I'm getting to be a crotchety old man. They're really crazy
Peter, people always talk about New Yorkers. Oh, New York City, they're so rude. Have you ever flipped someone off in your cab?
No.
I have.
No,
I've never done it in my car.
The last thing you want is an encounter.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to have a connection, because if you get into some kind of dispute, problem, accident, you're stuck with the person for the rest of your life. You know, in court and this, that, and the other thing, or even maybe a hospital or something. So the best thing to do is ignore it. But I've noticed, at first I said, I'm getting to be an old crotchety man. No, people are getting very nasty on the road.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. All right, and it might be, certainly up here it's the weather. I think it is the weather. We are just frustrated. Matt Damon, I know you can't wait to talk about Matt Damon and what he's doing.
Well, you know, every once in a while we go through these spurts where people, entertainers, who should remember they're entertainers and not political wizards, announce that they're going to leave the United States because they don't like somebody. They don't like Obama, they don't like Trump or what have you. So Damon, who is a New York guy, has announced, and the press actually even covered it here, made it a little bit of a big story, that he's leaving the United States and he's going to move to Australia and I guess play with the kangaroos because he hates Trump. I mean, seriously, how many people who are listening to your show right now would absolutely, positively pick up and move to Australia because they don't like a politician?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, don't you, can't Matt Damon understand this country has given him something incredible that has created someone who is incredibly elite? He has what most people will never enjoy, and it's this country that gave it to him.
Right, and anybody who wants to leave, here's my offer. I'll give them a free ride to Kennedy Airport.
I like it.
Thank you, Peter.
Where you will sit for a good day and a half while they try to get you out.
And I'll tell you, joke's on you. You're flying a 24-hour flight to Australia. Have fun.
Listen, Madison Square Garden, how about we might see people begin to challenge this, but I think it makes me feel a little more safe. Madison Square Garden has installed new technology to help keep you safe inside the garden.
Yeah, it's like some kind of crime story on television. The announcement came out of the clear blue sky. Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew they were thinking of doing it or doing it. And so what they're doing is they're having this facial recognition. So if you and your bride or your kids are going to a game of the garden, presumably they're going to scan your face, just like in the movies, and then they're going to be able to know whether you're a bad guy or not. You know what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people who have scowls on their faces. They're going to be blocked. No, you don't have a pleasant face.
Right.
Go back. You can't come in.
Yeah. Right. I never thought about that. There are just some people that have that resting, not-so-nice face. They just have it. Toys R Us. Boy, I used to love the Toys R Us in Times Square, but it looks like they have just drilled this business into the ground.
Yeah, and of course now the standard excuse on everybody is the Internet. Everything's on the Internet, and blame everything on Amazon. I think the real reason that a lot of these companies go out of business is because they don't know how to run their businesses.
Yeah.
Toys R Us to say, well, people don't come into stores. Which would a kid rather do? Look at toys on the Internet or look at toys in the store? So I think they've just kind of blown it, and 30,000 people are going to be unemployed. But to blame everything on the Internet.
Yeah. Well, and if you think about it, they're the ones that made the mistake and said, we're not going to do online, we're going to let Amazon handle it, and look what that cost them.
Yeah, and now, Amazon's not so easy to go online either, by the way.
How about FAO Schwartz? The word is they're coming back to New York City by the end of the year.
What happens, these businesses go, it's like the next generation ruins the business, it goes out of business, and then it comes back. The problem with FAO Schwartz is that everybody went to the store, but nobody was buying anything at the store. Not because they were then going to the Internet. They just were going in to look, and that was their problem.
Went in there many times and looked, and even if you wanted to buy one of those toys, you're like, well, I got to take it back to the hotel. How are we going to get it home?
Yeah, that's what
we'll buy it when we get home.
It's a question of the disposition of the salespeople. I mean, many people, including myself, sometimes dread going into stores because you're going to deal with an uncooperative salesperson.
Right.
But here's the solution, though. Like, if they do have that in Times Square, you buy it there. We'll ship it for you. Yeah,
that's what they should do, and you might see that with the new FAO Sports when it reopens, along with KB Toys is going to do a big push before next year, or before the next holiday season. One more, Peter. I know they're doing, Uber. You can get a subscription for your razor blades. You can get a subscription for this, that, and the other thing. I never thought I would hear the day where you can buy a subscription and get water.
Yeah, well, first of all, New York City's water is very good. The only reason you would have lousy water here is if the building or the hotel that you're in has bad pipes or something. But for those of us who live in an apartment or a house, water's okay. However, there are a lot of people who walk around with the little plastic bottles, spring water and all that.
Yeah.
So these guys are now starting a business, which seems to going to be going, that there'll be certain places where you can go in and fill up your bottle.
Yeah, you get a prescription
like fill up your
or
propane,
a subscription. Yeah. All right, interesting stuff there, Peter. The best tour in New York City.
Well, thank you for that.
It's not in a bus. It's in Peter's cab. Trust me. Go to GabbyGot.com for details. And Peter, as always, thank you so much.